Hello everyone, welcome to the 19th edition of my video rant. You may notice that I'm not wearing a jersey this time. Well, that is correct. I am not wearing a jersey this time. I ran out of new ones and I figure, instead of repeating, I'm just going to say screw it and not wear one. So, I'm just wearing my regular polo shirt from today. Besides, whatever, it's my rant. I do what I want. Okay, well, all the comments that I received over the last couple weeks have been either complete nonsense or extremely vulgar, or in some cases both, so I'm just not even going to address them. And instead I'm just going to talk about whatever I want, and that's going to be NHL free agency. Free agency just started yesterday, which was July 1st, Tuesday, and it's always a great time of year if you're a hockey fan. You like seeing where everyone's going, who signed who, if your team does anything, if your opponent, your least favorite teams do anything, if your favorite teams are going to be faced with some hardships because of some player shifts. I've compiled a short list of what I think were the 3 best moves in free agency and the 3 worst moves. Start off with the 3 best moves because that's not really ranting. That's just it's just going to be complimenting. But the worst, you're going to hear me do some complaints. Oh man! Oh, a little nose itch there. Okay, 3 best moves so far. Chicago Blackhawks signing Brian Campbell. Well, of course that's an obvious one, but it's a change. It shows a change in the culture in Chicago. When Bill Wirtz owned the Blackhawks, remember, he was one of the biggest cheapskate owners in the NHL. All he cared about was making profits. He didn't care that much about winning. He blacked out home games, and he kept the team's payroll low so that he could make lots of money. Well, guess what? He passed on, and while it's hard to dance on anyone's grave, his passing was actually a good thing for the Blackhawks. They now have a shift in culture. They actually care about winning now, as you can see by signing Campbell to an 8-year deal worth over $57 million. They are very committed to winning now, and they're spending the money to prove that. They have a nice team now. With Campbell's part of a defense corps. It also includes a bunch of good young guys like Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, and Dustin Byfuglien. Plus, you got your nice young forwards, Kane and Taves, and they also signed Cristobal Huet. So this is definitely a team. You'll hear it right now. I guarantee the Chicago Blackhawks make the playoffs this season. I guarantee it. They haven't made it since 2002, so those fans have been suffering for a long time. But keep your heads up, Chicago fans. You're in for a great season. Next up, Marian Hossa to Detroit. Another no-brainer, but just think about it. The Red Wings are the Stanley Cup champions. They could have just been complacent, just sat back and just said, yeah, whatever, we won the Cup. We'll just keep our team. But that's what makes Ken Holland better than every other GM in the NHL. Rather than just sitting with the team he has, he decides, you know what, we're going to take a chance and we're going to make our team even better. Boom! He does that with Marian Hossa. Amazing. The best get even better. And just look at this potential power play for the Red Wings next season. This power play lineup. You might have Marian Hossa, Pavel Datsyuk, Henrik Zetterberg, and at the points, Nicky Lidstrom and Brian Rafalski. I can't think of a better power play lineup in the whole league. Scary. Detroit's always got one of the best power plays in the league, and I definitely expect that to continue. Plus, you could probably pencil them in for another 50-win season or so, if not like 55 or more. Yeesh, man, I don't like the Red Wings, but you got to give them credit. They always know how to win. Finally, Corey Stillman going to Florida. The Florida Panthers have a lot of very good young players. You got like Stephen Weiss, Nathan Horton, Jay Bouwmeester, and a veteran like Corey Stillman will be a great guy to hopefully help them get a little better. Wherever Stillman goes, he basically wins. The Blues acquired him at the deadline in 2001. He helped them get to the conference finals. The Lightning got him in the 2003 offseason. Boom, Stanley Cup. Then the next offseason, the Hurricanes got him. Stillman gets another ring on his finger, helping the Canes win the Stanley Cup. I mean, he wasn't like the biggest piece of the puzzle in all these places, but he was that one guy that put him over the top. So, good job, Panthers. Now it's time for my bad moves so far for free agency. First one is the Washington Capitals signing Jose Theodore over Cristobal Huey. I just think Huey is a more technically sound and more solid goaltender. Theodore's been quite erratic in the post-lockout seasons, and I just don't like the Capitals spurning Huey for him. I don't think I would take Huey over Theodore any day. I mean, it could work out, but I just don't really like them getting rid of Huey, the guy that helped them go 11-1 down the stretch to make the playoffs. And remember, the Capitals came this close to getting out of the first round of the playoffs against the Flyers. Remember, Game 7 overtime. So Huey did pretty well. It's just I don't know. We'll see how that works out, but I just don't like that move. Next up, Ottawa letting Mike Commodore and Corey Stillman go. They acquired both of those guys and gave up a lot for them at the trade near the trade deadline. They gave up good young forward Patrick Eaves from my favorite draft, 2003, and a defenseman who was putting up some points for them, from some serious points, Joe Corvo. And they acquired Corey Stillman and Mike Commodore from that trade and just let both of them go in free agency. What the heck was the point of that trade then? You gave up a lot, and you're not even going to keep those guys around? I don't like that move, Brian Murray. I just don't like it. You're making a trade like that. You're going to give up that much? Shouldn't you re-sign those guys after their contracts run out? Well, I guess they didn't fit in or something, but that makes me wonder why they even made that trade then. Finally, final bad moves. No specific move in particular, but it's the San Jose Sharks doing nothing. You guys have been knocked out in the second round of the playoffs the last 3 years. So obviously, the team you have right now is not good enough. So what have you done in free agency so far? Nothing. Jack. Zilch. In the cutthroat Western Conference, where you see all these teams making moves, like Minnesota made a couple of nice ones, getting Marek Zidlicky, Andrew Brunette. Detroit got Marian Hossa. So the Colorado Avalanche have done a couple of things. You got your own division rival, Dallas, did something nice, bringing in Sean Avery for a little pestilence. You guys have done nothing. Come on, San Jose, you got to step your game up. If you're going to be a serious Stanley Cup competitor, you got to bring in some players to help you get over that hump. Second round, 3 years in a row. That's not going to cut it anymore. The fans aren't going to be happy with it anymore. They want the cup. You guys seemingly are talented enough to get the cup, but you need a little extra to get you over that little roadblock that is the second round, and you're not doing anything about it. So shame on you, San Jose. Get going. Well, that's it for this week, I guess. All the fans out there, I guess I want you to keep commenting, but remember, if your comment is anyway bigoted or it's really moronic, I'm just not going to talk about it. So keep commenting, but if you want me to talk about it, remember, make it smart. Put a little thought into it. Just think about that, okay? All right, thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week.